it's a situation that you went through in your life where you lost 25 years of your life. Can you give me a backdrop of that story?
Sure. 1990 is when a certain crime happened in Greensboro, North Carolina. As a matter of fact, I give you a specific date and time. It was September 13th, 1990. Two unknown suspects robbed a bank in North Carolina. And they allegedly robbed it in a stolen white Camaro. And one of their alleged getaway vehicles was a U-Haul vehicle that unfortunately was rented in my name and address. So what happened was the guys, according to the trial testimony and other evidence, they said that they dumped the white Camaro and got into the U-Haul truck, and the guys got lost, and they ended up in what they call Carolina Circle Mall, which is in Greensboro, North Carolina. And while they were in that mall, they was moving around the back of the truck, and some code enforcement guy, that's according to the court papers, he said he called for suspicious activity. Well, when he made this call, one officer showed up in that parking lot, and it's according to his police report. He said that he looked at the U-Haul truck and he saw a couple guys around it. And then he said a few seconds later, the guys backed out of that parking spot they was in and pulled off. He said he followed the truck. He didn't have his lights or sirens on, indicating that he wanted to stop the vehicle. So he said about maybe a minute or two later, the guy pulled into another lot, which was called Big Lot's parking lot. He said the guy pulled over onto a dirt road, and he said he pulled behind him about 50 feet away. And he said that the guy got out the vehicle, walked towards him with his hands out, indicating that he didn't have any weapons or anything of that nature. He said he had backup come. There's a female officer that came and watched him on the ground, which of course that was illegal anyway, as far as I was concerned, because they had no information this guy committed any illegal activity. But anyway, make a long story short, the lady watched him on the ground, and he went in front of the truck, and he said he didn't see any weapons or money or anything indicating that a crime had been committed, that the person driving that U-Haul truck. He said he went to the back of the U-Haul truck, and he opened the back of it up, wasn't nothing in it. So at this particular point, he's asking the guy for his driver's license, registration, all that. Well, he already knew the truck was rented. It was a U-Haul truck, so he knew that the guy had the paperwork in the truck, for the rental. So he asked him for his driver's license. The guy could not produce his driver's license, so he took him to the county jail and arrested him, for driving without a driver's license, which I think in North Carolina, that's a normal procedure, when you don't have a license. Now, a lot of states, if you don't have a license, they'll just give you a ticket and let you go about your business. You have to report later or whatever. But in North Carolina and some other states, if you don't have a license, they lock you up immediately. But of course, when they locked him up, they're supposed to let him go after they gave him a ticket, a fine, or whatever. Right. You don't keep nobody in prison. But anyway, what the bottom line was, they ended up charging him with the bank robbery, but no evidence, none whatsoever. There was no identification for no eyewitness saying that this guy was part of a robbery or any other crime. So anyway, the FBI, now this is based on court records, the FBI came there to talk to him to try to see if they can figure out what was going on, and he wouldn't talk to him. So this was September the 13th, the crime was committed. About 2 weeks later, I'm arrested in Philadelphia on September the 28th. I'm riding, I think I was going somewhere towards the airport on Allen Avenue, and a friend of mine, Charlie Richardson, was in the car with me. So we riding, and after a certain point, I kept seeing this gray vehicle behind me, and I didn't know what it was, but usually, you see somebody keep following you, you got to figure out what's going on. But I'm not nervous or scared or anything, I just kept on driving. So when I got to a stoplight, because on Allen Avenue, it's a lot of traffic, so when I got to a stoplight, I seen the guy directly behind me. And I seen him on the mic, talking. So I told my buddy Charles, I said, man, I don't know, I think that's a cop behind us. So we didn't say anything. About maybe a minute or so later, I'm surrounded by Philadelphia police. So they made us get out the car. They put us in the paddy wagon. And I'm asking them, what's going on? Why you guys stopped me? Why did y'all arrest me? And the agent at that point, I'm not sure if he said it was for bank robbery or what it was. But I asked him, I did ask him what the reason was why we were being arrested. So anyway, I get to 65th and Woodland, which is the
Now hold up. The officer never explained to you why he was arresting you, why he stopped you.
not that I recall at that moment. Not that I recall. All I remember was that they put us in that paddy wagon.
They read you your rights and everything.
No, they ain't, man. They just put us in the wagon and took us to 65th and Woodland, 12th district at that particular time. So now we sitting in the 12th district. They let my buddy Charlie go. So apparently they wasn't looking for him. They just looking for me. So I'm talking to him and saying, man, look, you got me in custody. Why am I in custody? And he said, for bank robbery. I said, bank robbery? I said, man, I ain't robbed no bank. So I wasn't, at that point, I'm relaxed because, I'm thinking maybe I did something that I don't remember 50 years ago. I don't know. But anyway, when you talk about bank robbery, I'm relaxed. I'm cool. So we get from there, they take me from there down to 6th and Market. So they fingerprint me and go through the usual procedures. And at that point, I'm still asking, at that point, I'm asking for the warrant. Where's the warrant? Let me see some legal documentation that you got me in here for. He don't have nothing.